Hello children, I hope you are feeling happy and strong. I welcome you all to this special English hour where we will learn a lot of new things in a fun and interesting way. Let's get started. Let's start our day with a fun tongue twister. I will request you to please come closer to the television and listen to me carefully. She sells seashells by the seashore. I will repeat. She sells seashells by the seashore. Sounds easy? Let's try saying it a little faster. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Wow! I am getting good at it. Now can you give it a try? She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Amazing! I had great fun saying this tongue twister. Did you? Now, let's learn some new words. You will see these words in the poem when we read it. So I request you to listen to me carefully. आज हम कुछ नए शब्द सीखेंगे. मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप मुझे ध्यान से सुने. Wandered, wandered, wandered. Peep, peep, peep. Aloft, aloft, aloft. Linnet, linnet, linnet. Echo, echo, echo. I hope you remember these words when we read the poem. Now, let's read a wonderful poem. Please open page number 28 of your Bal Bharati textbook. The name of the poem is Minnie and Winnie, a lullaby. I will be reading the poem and you have to point at the words as I read them. And if you don't have a textbook, listen to me carefully. आज हम एक कविता पढ़ेंगे. ये कविता का नाम है मिनी एंड विनी अ ललाबाई. मैं ये कविता आपको पढ़ के सुनाऊंगी और मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप अपने बुक में हर शब्द पे पॉइंट करें जिस तरीके से मैं पढ़ रही हूँ. और अगर आपके पास टेक्स्ट बुक ना हो तो आप मुझे गौर से सुनिए. This poem is a lullaby. Do you know what a lullaby is? A lullaby is a song that is sung to someone to put them to sleep. Didn't we all hear lullabies when we were kids? I'm pretty sure. My mother used to make me listen to lullabies and story before going to bed. In the same way, in this poem, the poet is singing a lullaby to two girls, and their names are Minnie and Winnie. ये कविता एक लोरी है। लोरी उस प्रकार का गाना होता है जो बच्चों को सुनाया जाता है ताकि वो चैन से सो सके। इस लोरी में कवि दो लड़कियों के बारे में बात करता है। इन लड़कियों का नाम है मिनी और विनी। मिनी एंड विनी slept in a shell, sleep little ladies, and they slept well. Pink was the shell within, silver without, sounds of great sea wandered about. The poet says that the two girls are sleeping in a shell, and in this shell they are listening to the sounds of waves. इस पैराग्राफ में कवि कहते हैं कि ये दो लड़कियां सो रही है और नींद में उन्हें समुंदर की लहरों की आवाज सुनाई देती है। ये दो लड़कियां एक शेल में सोई है, यानी कि एक कवच में सोई है। Sleep little ladies, wake not soon, echo on echo dies to the moon. In this paragraph, the poet says that the girls should sleep calmly and peacefully. He wants them to remain calm because the echo will die in the moon, which means that in their sleep they have now reached the moon. यहाँ पे कवि चाहते हैं कि मिनी और विनी शांति से आराम से सो जाए। Two bright stars peeped into the shell. What are they dreaming of? Who can tell? In this paragraph, the poet has a question. Now that the girls are deep in their sleep, he is wondering what could they be dreaming of? कवि यहाँ सोच रहे हैं कि मिनी और विनी अपने नींद में किस चीज का सपना देख रहे होंगे। Started a green linnet out of the croft. Wake little ladies, the sun is aloft. Here, the poet is saying that now the sun is up, which means it's morning time now, and now the girls must wake up. यहाँ पे कवि कह रहे हैं कि अब सुबह हो चुकी है और मिनी और विनी का जाग जाने का समय हो चुका है। So, to sum it up all, we saw that the poet is talking about two girls named Minnie and Winnie. Minnie and Winnie are sleeping in a shell which is covered in pink, and from the outside it is covered in silver. We also saw that the poet talks about the moon and the stars and how the stars are trying to find what both the girls are dreaming about. In the end, we see that the girls have had a good night's sleep. They have slept very calmly and very peacefully, which is why the poet is now asking them to wake up. हमने इस कविता में देखा कि कैसे कवि मिनी और विनी के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। ये दो लड़कियां एक शेल में सोई हुई है और उनके साथ चंदा और तारे भी है। तारे ये जानना चाहते हैं कि मिनी और विनी आखिर किस बारे में ड्रीम कर रहे हैं, पर वो ये जान नहीं पाते। हमने अंत के पैराग्राफ में देखा कि कवि कह रहे हैं कि अब सुबह हो चुकी है और मिनी और विनी के जागने का समय हो चुका है. I hope you enjoyed this poem. Let's start with an activity. This activity is about statements, questions and commands. Before we move to the activity, let's learn a little more about statements, questions and commands. Let's start with statements. A statement is a line or a sentence that explains the line clearly. Let's start with a statement. An example of a statement would be Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. Why do you think this is a statement? A statement is a line or a sentence that makes into a clear line. It is a meaningful line. If I just say Mumbai is the capital, you will ask me, Mumbai is a capital of what? Right? That statement will only make sense if I say Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. It forms a complete sentence and it gives a meaning. That's a statement. Now, let's move to question. A question ends with a question mark. For example, an example of question would be, who is the Prime Minister of India? It is a question because it ends with a question mark and it has an answer, right? So this is a question. A command is a statement where you give direct orders. An example of command would be, bring my bag. Right? This is an order. I am ordering a bag. Right? So these are examples of statement, questions and commands. Now that you know what each of these are, what you have to do for this activity is find out 2 statements, 2 questions and 2 commands from the poem. Were you able to find 2 statements, 2 questions and 2 commands from the poem? Let's see. The 2 statements are, Minnie and Winnie slept in a shell. The second statement is, 2 bright stars peeped into the shell. Now, let's move to the 2 questions. Number 1. What are they dreaming of? Number 2, who can tell? Now, let's move to commands. Number 1, sleep little ladies. Number 2, wake not soon. I hope you were able to get all these answers correct. I hope you enjoyed the activity. Now it's time for another activity. This activity is about prepositions. Do you know what prepositions are? Prepositions are words that describe the position or the direction of words. Here are a few examples of prepositions. In, of, to, into, out, down. These are words that talk about directions or positions. Now, for the activity, you will see a few sentences on the screen. Above these sentences, you will see a box which have prepositions. Based on the sentence, you have to choose the correct preposition from the box. अभी हम एक एक्टिविटी करेंगे. इस एक्टिविटी में आपको आपके स्क्रीन पे कुछ सेंटेंसेस दिखाई देंगी. उन सेंटेंसेस के ऊपर एक बॉक्स है जिसमें कुछ प्रेपोजिशंस दिए गए हैं. आपको सेंटेंस पढ़ के करेक्ट प्रेपोजिशन उनके ब्लैंक्स में भरना है. Were you able to write the correct answers? Let's see. Rohan went out with his parents. The correct preposition here is out. The next is Seema lives in a flat. The correct preposition here is in. I looked down the hill at the many houses below. Here, the preposition is down. The fourth one, Ariel is the princess of the sea. Here, the preposition is of. In the last sentence, Deepa fell into the well. Here, the preposition is into. Do you know what mind mapping is? Mind mapping is learning through the means of pictures or words. Sounds difficult? I will give you an example. Now, I will write a word on the board. What is this word? Night. Now, what are the things that come to your mind when you hear the word night? I can think of dogs barking. Yes. What else do we see at night? Moon. Yeah. What else? We see stars. we see less vehicles. We see cats. Sometimes we see owls. What else do we see in the night? We also see a dark sky. Right? Did you just see what I did here? I took a topic or a word and I was able to create so many words that are associated with one word, right? We learned that we see dogs barking in the night, we see moon in the night, we see stars, we see less vehicles, we see cats, we see owls, we see a dark sky, and there could be many more such things. So this is called mind mapping. This is a very good technique to learn new things. इस टेक्निक को हम माइंड मैपिंग कहते हैं. इस टेक्निक का यूज करके हम बहुत सारी चीजें सीख सकते हैं. जैसे कि अब आपने देखा कि हमने रात को लेके इतने सारे न्यू वर्ड्स सीखे. Isn't it interesting? Now, on your screens, you will see a few pictures. What you have to do is have a look at the pictures and guess what these actions are. आपको अभी आपके स्क्रीन पे कुछ तस्वीरें दिखाई देंगी. इन तस्वीरों को देख के आपको ये गेस करना है कि इन तस्वीरों में कौन से एक्शंस यूज हुए हैं. All right, the 30 seconds are up. Now, let's see if we were able to guess all the actions from these pictures. In the first picture, we see that the man is walking. In the second picture, we see that the lady is laughing. In the third picture, we see two girls and it looks like they are talking. The last picture is of a baby and this baby is sleeping. I hope you all got the answers correct. I hope you had fun in today's session. For homework, I request you to write down 2 things that you do before you go to bed. I hope you had fun in today's session and I will see you in our next session. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye.